Okay. Okay. Did everybody have a good spring break?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So I'm excited that this many people have a chance to get on. Parker, I'm liking the haircut, buddy. Oh, it's
Thank
good.
you. Guess who did it?
Hey, did your mom do it?
Mm-hmm.
She did a great job. I saw a video of a lady the other day that cut her own hair, and her hair probably wasn't quite as long as mine, but y'all, she cut it like off. I could not believe how much she cut off. It was crazy. So, okay. All right. So, do you have with you, because you've had some assignments about direct objects. Okay. So, so, those of you who sent page 272 to me, I probably got about half of them. So those that I got, you guys really did a great job on direct objects. Okay, we put some notes in our journals. And then that page 272, the ones I got looked really, really good. So what we're going to do, page 273, is what we were going to go over today. But before we do that, I want to know, like, while we're talking about direct objects, is there anybody that has a question? We've had notes, we've had a little bit of practice. Does anybody have a question about anything? Okay, who is the person that all I see is the ceiling fan? Who is that? There, okay. Are you being shy? Okay. All right. So have you guys had a chance to work on page 273?
I'm done with it.
You're done with it? Okay.
Done with it.
I finished it.
Okay, good. All right, so here's what I want us to do before we get started, because I mean, even when I gave you the notes, I just did a video for you. We didn't have a meeting like this. So here's what I want everybody to do. I want everybody, just like where you are, like everybody grab something. I mean, whether it's your pencil, everybody grab something. Okay. Direct objects are things that receive action, right? So when I count to 3, I want you to do something with whatever you have picked up. Okay, do something with whatever you've picked up on the count of 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Do something with it. Okay, so I want you to think of a sentence you can create, and you are going to be the subject because you just did an action. Okay, so I want you to think of the simplest sentence that you can about what you did with whatever object that you picked up. Okay, so come up with that simple sentence. All right, so let me see something. Here's what I want us to do. You guys give me wait a second. I'm looking around on my computer to try to find what I would like to show you. Let's see. No, is that it? There it is. Okay, let me see if I can do it now. There it is. Okay, so somebody's gonna be giving us their sentence. Somebody's gonna be sharing their sentence. I'm gonna spin the wheel. Okay, this person's gonna be giving us a sentence. All right, Griff.
What the world?
Griff, give us the sentence that you made up. Well, what did you pick up, Griff, when I said pick something up? Hang on a second. I think you're on mute. All right. Griff, what did you pick up?
Like a verb?
No, a few minutes ago when I said pick something up, because I want you to do something to it when I count to 3. Like, what did you pick up in your hand? Did you pick something up when I said that?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you pick up?
Tack.
You picked up what?
Like a tack. I don't know what it's called.
A tack. Okay, a tack. All right, so when you picked up that tack, all right, and then I counted to 3, what did you do with that tack? Give us a sentence. Griff, what did you do?
I moved it.
Okay, that's fine. So if we would make up a sentence for that, our sentence would be, let's see, let's move around real quick. Our sentence would be, all right, hang on a second. You know, it would be super duper cool if Zoom could read your mind and go where you wanted it to go. Okay, all right, so if we make up a sentence of what happened, Griff is saying Griff moved the tack. All right, that's what Griff is telling me. Okay, so our practice that we've been doing with direct objects, when I have this sentence, okay, what's the subject, boys and girls?
Griff.
Okay, Griff is the subject. Okay, that's our subject. All right, what is our action verb? Moved, exactly. Because remember to have a direct object, we have to have an action verb. All right, so Griff moved. Well, our question was what or whom? Okay, well, Griff moved what?
The tack.
Tack. So tack is what, boys and girls? It's the direct object. Exactly. Tack is the direct object. Okay, so that little series of questions is what we need to use when we're trying to find a direct object. Okay, so we've got notes, and you guys have had practice with page 272. And I asked you in our plans to try to have page 273 done when we had this meeting. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to, if you have a red pen with you, use it. Don't worry about getting up to get one if you don't have one, because I didn't tell you to grab one before we started this meeting. But I do hope you have page 273 with you. Give me a thumbs up if you have that page with you. You got page 273 with you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm checking. Grayson, I can't see you, buddy, but, and Bonnie, I can't see you, but I hope y'all have them with you, okay? So here's what we're gonna do, all right? Before we look at it, because that's where we're gonna look at the page. Before we look at it, are there any that you already say, hey, I got a question about this one. I wasn't real sure about this one. Raise your hand if there's one that you said that you weren't real sure about on page 273. Anybody got one you just already want to ask about? All right, what number, buddy?
On number 2, do you include the for like the direct object? We
No,
know.
when we're finding direct objects, we're just going to use one word.
Okay.
Okay? We will not include the article adjective. That's a good question because we didn't talk about that when we did our notes. So when we're finding direct objects, boys and girls, just get one word you can find as the direct object. That's a great question, Parker. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at page 273 and go over it. And I want you guys checking it. Okay. Checking it as we do it, because here's the deal. We're going to do this because you've had notes, you've had some practice on your own. This is the second round of practice on your own. When we're finished, I'm going to give you an assignment that you're going to do and turn in as a direct object assignment. But before the assignment that we have at the end of the lesson, okay, before you work on that, if you have any questions, then I need you to talk to me before you do the assignment that's going to be for a grade, because everything we've done so far has been for practice. Okay, so let's look at page 273. So have it with you. I'm going to change my camera so we can look at it together. Okay. You know what? Let me do that a little different, because if we're just chatting, then you can see that fine. But for us to be doing this, to check it together, we need to look at it a little differently. So let me look at that a different way. Okay, let's do it that way. Then we can see a lot better. Now listen, for this assignment, they gave us this reminder at the top to remember to look at our prepositions, because objects of a preposition cannot contain our direct objects, okay? It cannot be where our direct objects are. Okay, let me do something. I'm adjusting something real quick so I can see you guys a little better in case anybody has a question or anything. So y'all give me just a second. Let me do a little wiggling around real quick. Okay, all right. Okay, so for think A, okay, they're asking us to underline each subject one time and each verb 2 times, which we're used to doing, and we're just going to write DO above the direct object. So number 1, Jesus loves the little children of the world. Okay, so what's the subject?
Jesus.
Jesus. Okay, the sentence is about Jesus. Okay, you guys, let me check something real quick. It sounded like we just had somebody try to join us, so let me check on that real quick because I don't want somebody to need to be in here with us and can't be.
Yeah.
Why are
There
there
it
pictures
goes.
on Thomas's screen?
Okay, I think we're good. Okay, all right, sorry about that. Okay, now, what is our action verb? What does Jesus do?
Picked.
Love.
Loves. Okay, now listen. Here's what I want you to get in the habit of, boys and girls. After you find the subject and the verb, then before you try to find anything else, I want you to press the pause button in your mind and find prepositional phrases. So, and remember, you've got your prepositions in your binder as one of our Shirley jingles. I mean, you know that I think you should know them, but if you're not sure, then you can look at that, okay? So, any prepositions in the rest of this sentence? Don't be shy. Any prepositions in the rest of this sentence?
Of.
Of. Okay, so that's a preposition. So mark the whole phrase. Ask yourself, of what? Of what, boys and girls?
The world.
Of the world. Okay, so we are not even going to look here when we're looking for our direct object. So we ask ourselves, Jesus loves what or whom? One word, what would that be?
Children.
Children. So this is your direct object. Okay. All right. So get in the habit, mark subject, mark verb, then find your prepositional phrases and get those marked. Okay. All right. So number 2, Mark read the parable of the sower. Subject is what, boys and girls? Mark. Okay. What's the verb?
Read.
Read. Okay. So stop. Don't kneel. Any prepositions?
Of.
Okay. Of what?
The shower.
Of the sower. Okay. So that leaves us asking, Mark read what?
Parable.
He read parable. Exactly. That's your direct object. Okay. The kitten knotted the yarn. Subject? Kitten. Okay. Verb?
Nodded.
Nodded. Okay. Stop for a second. Any prepositions? Nope. Kitten knotted what? Yarn. That's your direct object. Okay. The teacher read a story after lunch. Subject?
Teacher.
Teacher. Action verb? Read. Okay. All right. So stop real quick. Any prepositions? After. Okay. So ask yourself what? After what? After lunch. So teacher read what, boys and girls?
Story.
Story. Okay. Teacher read story. Okay. 5, the angel rolled the stone away. Subject? Angel. Verb? Rolled. Okay. Stop right there. Any prepositions? No. Okay. So angel rolled what? Stone. Good job. Good job. Okay. All right. Look at number 6. 5 snowballs hit Michael. Okay. Subject?
Snowballs.
Snowballs. Good job. Okay. Action verb?
Hit.
Yes. Okay. We're going to do it because we need to be in the habit. Pause button. Any prepositions?
No.
No. All right. So snowballs hit whom?
Mitchell.
Michael. Hit Michael. Shelby washed the dirty dishes. Subject.
Shelby.
Shelby. Okay. Verb.
Wash.
Washed. Any prepositions? No. Okay. So Shelby washed what?
Dishes.
Dishes. Good job. Okay. Steve played baseball with James. Subject.
Steve.
Steve. Verb.
Played.
Played. Okay. Pause. Any prepositions?
With.
With. Okay. With who?
James.
With James. So Steve played what?
Baseball.
Baseball. Now see, and that one's not confusing because we know Steve didn't play James. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So, but there are times, boys and girls, where what's in the prepositional phrase could be confused for something that might be part of the action verb. So that's not confusing. We know Steve played baseball. Steve didn't play James. But there are going to be sentences where that's going to make a difference. All right, Erin practiced her clarinet. Subject,
Aaron.
Erin. Verb, practiced. Okay, any prepositions?
Her.
Preposition, remember, shows relationship and shows us like positions and things like that. So Erin practiced what?
Clarinet.
Clarinet. Okay, what is her? What's it helping us know more about?
Pronoun.
Clarinet.
Pronoun.
Who's, it's letting us know whose clarinet it is. Okay, it's letting us know whose clarinet it is. All right. All right, the moon reflects the light of the sun. So subject,
Moon.
moon. Verb,
Reflect.
reflects. Okay, any prepositions?
Of.
Okay, so of what?
The sun.
Of the sun. So we can't use that to find a direct object. So moon reflects what?
Light.
Light. Okay. All right. So did everybody get those right?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody get those right? Does anybody have a question about one of those?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. For the rest of them, we're not going to talk about every step of them, okay? How many of you, tell me this, when you did this assignment, did any of you go ahead and mark prepositional phrases? Did you mark prepositional phrases? Raise your hand if you did. Anybody mark prepositional phrases? Okay. All right. Some of you did? Okay. All right. That's a habit I really want us to get into because in our lesson tomorrow, this is about direct objects, but in our lesson tomorrow, we're going to talk about indirect objects, and it's going to be even more important to not to be able to look at those prepositional phrases and not get those confused with them that we might need to use. Okay.
That's why I hadn't had a haircut in a month, and my bangs are.
They're so long. They're so long, Brady. They're so long.
Wait, Joshua, let me go get a Coke can. I'll make it short.
Mine are short right now.
Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. Let's go over the bottom part of this real quick, and then we're just gonna have chat time, okay? All right, y'all. All right, put that down, y'all. Let's do the bottom part of this page, and then we'll have chat time, okay? I promise. All right, here's what we're gonna do with this. I'm just gonna kind of go over this. I'm gonna talk through it. But I want to do it kind of quick. Is there anything on Think Big that you guys had a question about? Anybody have a question about anything on Think B? Okay, which one, Jack?
This isn't a question about that, but I have a microphone and I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know. This is my first time using this microphone for Zoom, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, we can hear you fine. All right, so I'm gonna go through these. I'm gonna be kind of quick, okay? So if you missed anything on this section, I want you to mark it. If you have any questions, it's important for you to ask them because you're gonna have a quick little assignment to do after this, okay? All right, so number 1, mother picked. For is a preposition. For who? For us. Mother picked what? Flowers. Grandmother read. To is a preposition. To whom? To my little sister. Grandmother read what? A story. We ate. Look for prepositions. For lunch. So my only choice, we ate what? We ate hamburgers. Jochebed hid. Look for prepositional phrases. In what? In the bulrushes. Jochebed hid Moses. It's the only word that you even have left in the sentence that could be the direct object. Okay. Dad fed. Let's look for prepositions. No prepositions. Dad fed what? Baby. The foul ball hit Jason on the arm. Okay. So what's this sentence about? One word.
Ball.
It's just ball. Ball hit. Prepositions. We've got on the arm. Ball hit. This time it's not what. Ball hit whom? Jason. Hannah sewed. We have to stop and see prepositions. We do have for. For what? For her doll. So Hannah sewed dress. The artist painted. We don't have any prepositions. So artist painted what? That'd be seen. All right. Terry bought. If we look for prepositional phrases, we've got at what? At the new store. Terry bought what? Terry bought groceries. Aunt Kim, I can underline that together because all of that together is her name. Okay, so that's our subject, is Aunt Kim. All right. Aunt Kim bought. Okay. When we look for prepositions for Jamie, Aunt Kim bought a dress. Christ multiplied. Okay, now preposition for what? For the multitude. Okay, so Christ multiplied what?
Bread.
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 Bread and fish.
And fish. Okay, remember you can have more than one direct object as long as you find the action verb and then you ask yourself, Christ multiplied what? Well, in this sentence, Christ multiplied 2 different things. So this sentence has 2 direct objects. Okay, and that is perfectly acceptable. Okay, we could have a list of several things that Christ multiplied, and so as long as it answers the question, Christ multiplied what? There can be more than one direct object. Okay. All right. All right. Thomas Edison invented the phonograph. Thomas Edison, his whole name is the subject. He invented. No prepositions. Thomas Edison invented what? Phonograph. And I read. We look for prepositions. We have about. What? About snakes. I read what? I read a book. It's a direct object. Okay. So I know that was quick, but I wanted to talk through each one of them. So were there any of those you're like, wait a minute, Ms. White, how did you get that? Does anybody have a question about any of those? All right, do this. Tell me how you're feeling about finding direct objects. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. How are you feeling about it?
Go, go.
You got the little thing on your screen. I see a bunch of you giving me a thumbs up. Okay, and some of you, okay, and that's fine too. Thumb in the middle, it's fine. Okay. What's really important, I didn't bring my journal to the computer with me. What about you, Eli? Where are you? Thumbs up, thumbs down, kinda okay. All right. What about you, Gigi? Okay. All right. So, but listen, the pattern that you follow with in your notes, okay, find your subject and your verb, and then ask yourself about the for whom or for what, okay, and that the answer, as long as it's not in a preposition, that answer to that question is going to be the direct object, okay? So those are all your answers for that. So here's what I want you to do for a quick grade, okay? If you have a chance, do it this afternoon and get somebody to send it to me real quick. But if you don't have a chance, now you guys should have your language book with you, okay? So here's what I want you to do and send to me for a direct object grade. Now here's the deal. On 274, you notice when you turn the page on 274, now, and we're just doing, listen to me, this is only Think A, okay? I didn't put that on here. Because we're not going to worry about part B at the bottom. And you notice that this has 15. Here's the thing. I just want you to do the first 10, okay? The first 10, and make sure you follow the directions. You're going to underline the verb 2 times and the subject 1 time, just like we did here. And it tells you to write the direct object in the blank. Okay, here's the deal. What do the directions in this book leave out that we did on here? What did they leave out?
Preposition.
They didn't, the directions don't say anything to you about a prepositional phrase. However, look right above that page. Look, not right above that page, right above at the very top of that page. It gives you 4 things to remember, okay? That the direct object is a noun or pronoun, that it follows an action verb, that it answers the question what or whom, and then that last one, direct object can never be in a prepositional phrase. So when you do this assignment, when you do it, I want you to mark the prepositional phrase, okay? I want you to mark the prepositional phrase. I also want you, it tells you to put the direct object on the line, and I want you to do that. But if you want to put D-O over the top of it in the sentence, just like we've been doing on all the practice we've been doing, please do that, because that's kind of the habit that we've gotten into. So you guys know how I feel about things like that. If there are extra things that help you that are not part of the directions, it is perfectly fine to use it if it's something that helps you to get the assignment done. Okay? How many of them are you doing?
10.
Only the first 10. Only the first 10. And get somebody to send me a picture of it when you're finished, okay? Only 1 through 10. Okay. Any questions about direct objects first? Any questions about direct objects? When you look at page 274, anybody have a question about how to do that assignment? Anybody? Okay, so I know that wasn't on what you talked about. I was going to kind of see on that one how we were going to do based on what I saw your work on 272, kind of how this Zoom meeting went. But I think this is something that you guys probably have pretty well, because I mean, how do you think it makes pretty good sense?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, especially when you follow that pattern and ask those questions. Okay, all right, so here's what we're going to do. I am going to, no questions, y'all good? Okay, so we're going to officially quit talking about direct objects. Now, let me say this. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, and then we'll quit talking about direct objects for a second. If you get to working on page 274, and there's one that you get stumped on and you're not sure about, I don't mind if you ask your parents about it. I don't mind if you get in touch with me, send me a message, call me. Your parents have my phone number. You can call me. Okay. So, I mean, don't sit there on any of them on page 274 and be uncertain. If you're not sure, then you ask. Some of the sentences don't have a prepositional phrase, but some of them do. So just be careful. All right. So, any questions? All right. So I will let us put aside Joshua. I will let us put aside talking about direct objects for a bit and just let you guys just talk and chat and catch up. Okay.
All right, Joshua.